In today's Halacha, we're going to continue with the relevant products that have an issue of Kedushas Sheviis during Shemitah and in the 8th year. So in yesterday's class we discussed that by fruits we follow the time of their blossoming, and therefore most of the produce only comes to the market towards mid to the end of the 7th year and in the 8th year. While vegetables, we go Basar L'Kita after it's gathered, so all vegetables grown in Jewish land that are on the market already have a Kedushas Sheviis status. Regarding esrogim, so esrogim of this previous sukkahs were not Kedushas Sheviis, as everyone made sure, all the orchard owners made sure to pick the esrogim before Rosh Hashanah. However, this coming year's sukkahs of the 8th year, the esrogim which would have been picked, or at least grown during the 7th year, would have an issue of Shemitah, and therefore they have a status of Kedushas Sheviis and can only be purchased in a form called Eitzer Bezdin. Regarding bananas do not have a status of Sfichin, but nevertheless they do have a status of Kedushas Sheviis in terms of when they are picked, and hence all bananas that are picked during Shemitah have a status of Kedushas Sheviis. Regarding tobacco, even tobacco that was grown during the 6th year but gathered but picked in the 7th year is considered Kedushas Sheviis, although it is permitted to be smoked. Wood does not have Kedushas Sheviis, and hence there is no problem with when using wood of a tree during Shemitah. However, one may not cut wood of a fruit tree while the fruit tree is in the process of blossoming its fruit, as that's considered like giving damage to a Shemitah producing product. Gidul Nachrim. Gidul Nachrim refers to produce that was grown in the land of a guy within Eretz Yisrael. And the question is raised, is produce that's grown in the land of a guy within Eretz Yisrael considered Shemitah produce or not? And the question is very simple, can such produce be marketed regularly, or does it retain all the restrictions of Kedushas Sheviis, including the business restriction? So this matter was a great machlekes between two of the greatest achreinim, the Mechaber and the Beis Yosef, and the Mabit. The Beis Yosef held that there is no Kedushas Sheviis on Gentile produce that's grown in Eretz Yisrael, and so was the custom of Jerusalem and many other areas in Eretz Yisrael, as is testified in the Kesef Mishnah and in the Avkas Reichel and the Radbaz, and so ruled many of the achreinim, and that's what's followed today in most of Eretz Yisrael, and that is what's followed by the Hashkoch of the Eida Charedis, and therefore they market all produce that's grown by Gentiles within Eretz Yisrael as regular non-Shemitah produce. There are, however, opinions, as we said, the Mabit, and so held the Chazon Ish, that even today one should consider Gentile produce grown within Eretz Yisrael as Shemitah produce, and therefore they are particular to treat the fruits and vegetables of such produce as Kedushas Sheviis. And therefore you may see in certain stores in Eretz Yisrael where it's under the Hashkach of Eida Charedis, and therefore the produce comes from a Gentile, you may nevertheless see signs that say that it contains Kedushas Sheviis according to the Chazon Ish. This means that it contains Kedushas Sheviis according to these stringent opinions. Nevertheless, as we said before, the widespread custom is to be lenient, and that is the custom of all Jerusalem, to consider Gentile produce as non-Shemitah abiding produce.